position of vulnerability, isn't it? I mean, which is what men don't do very well, isn't it? I mean, it's
Absolutely
like it's exposing your sensitive side, isn't it?
But you know what though? The love of a child, you know, we watched it tonight, the love of a child can take you in so many different arenas.
For sure.
As we saw, I honestly thought he was going to go and kill someone at some point.
Well, let's talk about this in context of the film, because, you know, Ray Winstone, we know, is a fantastically emotional actor.
Absolutely.
Did we see a different dimension of his emotion in this film? I suspect we have. Something we've not seen before.
You know, because you see him in so many different roles. You know, if you he actually mentioned it by mouth after the presentation, and you see him there, and he's always shown this alpha male in control. I'm going to deal with it tonight. So you're waiting the whole time for it to suddenly. Because aggressive emotions are a nice, easy one to do, aren't they? It was just amazing to see him depict himself as this broken man that just had to go through his grieving, process. Yeah. And I honestly thought I was going to be racking guns up and getting out there and blowing all the way the people in the club. But you know what? I found it a surprising, pleasant element of Ray tonight, I have to say.
And isn't that, I think that's important in films of this process, don't you? Because of course we're talking about, Karl Howman, his old friend, who's co-directed and co-written this, who's built a lot of this on his own personal experiences.
Absolutely.
So there's an honesty here.
Yes.
And of course we always assume of actors they've got to be honest, but this is tough honest to go to, isn't it?
I do think so. This is the rawest thing, as you say, we're talking about the gentleman and dad's doing this sort of thing. This really hits it where it needs to be hit, showing a particular journey. And as they also said, Karl was talking about the fact that, it's not guns and car chasing and the rest of it, it's showing the pure pain of someone that doesn't know what he's doing. And the point of it as well is there's so many people that don't have family structures to help them.
Yes.
He said, and to add to it, wife dies in childbirth, giving birth to it, and then you're going through the destruction and the fact that he was totally unaware of really what his daughter was doing.
Yeah.
All he was to her was his princess, his baby. And you know what? I've seen that in my own life.
Absolutely.
Police officer, through what I do, that people then suddenly look at their life and realise, did I know my daughter even though I daughter? And it's so many things that they have to face and reflect on, and he did that, he showed that.
It's a tough thing for us as an audience as well to watch, isn't it? Because when you strip that stuff away on him,
do you know what I
loved?
Isn't it? Do you know what I loved about it? Is that most movies you see, you kind of see the badness, you see the pain, but then you see some vengeful act that makes you feel better.
The classic three-act play thing,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh good, you got the bad man.
Finally, vengeance,
But you know what? It wasn't like that. It ended in a very realistic way.
Honest.
And I think Karl, fabulous. I don't know how many films he's directed before. I'm a bit ignorant when it comes to that, but what I will say is I'll be looking out for the next thing. And do you know what else I loved about it? It's that we're talking about love and we're talking about relationships. The story of Mel Gibson, Ray as a friend, coming to do something that he felt passionate about, and they all had daughters.
Yes.
And so I would defy anybody on that set that didn't have a large lump in their throat, have
do
a
you know what?
How
much of that is walking down the front of Southend and seeing giant families of giant, oi, darling, where you get ice cream?
You had to bring it back.
Back to our world,
You had to bring it back to the ice creams and the beer and the Snickers and the hot donuts.
Well, let's say we've done this extravagantly, have we not?
I absolutely think so, and I think we'll do it more proud because local girl, who I am, is now obviously going into the fort, travelling the UK and doing things, and I've got my film premiere Saturday.
Have you really? Now, tell me more.
Festival. Basically, I do paranormal investigations just now and then as part of my thing, and we turned up Halloween to a pub thinking we'd just get a couple of bits and nuts and bangs, talk to a few people, and there were Chandler General turned up. And I'm a sceptic, believe me, but we ended up with one of the most...
So there's Julius Caesar...
No, I would be like that, John.
Even you thought, this is too easy.
The thing is, though, is that I don't think it's ever been seen on British television before, but one of the sitters who was next to me had the most horrific injuries I've ever seen take place in the seance.
Really?
I'm talking puncture wounds, bleeding, welts and all sorts of that. So it's one of the most horrific things that's ever been done to show from an invisible hand.
So pleased for you.
Yeah, it's a really happy film. But you know what? It's just another angle to show that, so many things we're talking about truth and reality, what we're seeing tonight. This is truth and reality. Some people feel uncomfortable with the fact that it's from a different dimension, that it's from something that isn't of this earth. But do you know what? It's real.
Yeah.
It's completely accurate as it's filmed. It's just done with a handy cam by Richard Morley, who's one of the most fantastic cameramen I know. because he's transformed it to something that shows the reality of what there is out there, and that's all I care about. And you know what? You should come and watch it.
I will take Honest every day of the week. And of course, thank God, the St John's Ambulance Brigade have got something they can do now. Taking away your paranormal injuries. Good news. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.